Man, we haven't talked about Marvel's Avengers in a very long time. Since my last video about 2 months ago, a ton of stuff happened with this game. Of course, there were a ton of patches in the meantime. We also got Kate Bishop as a playable character, and of course, KhrazeGaming is about to release the biggest update yet for this game, which is not just going to include a really awesome character. Yeah, Hawkeye, we were supposed to get it like last year, but it's also going to introduce a brand new zone, new story missions, new story content, and most important in my opinion, a next gen upgrade along the way. So a ton of stuff to discuss here in this video. As always, if you enjoy it at any point, don't forget to leave a thumbs up on it, and let's jump right into it. By the way, if you do want to win a copy of Marvel's Avengers Deluxe Edition or any other game for that matter in the list of games that we have an awesome giveaway for the month of February. Of course, big shout out to Instant Gaming for setting this up for us, but you can take part in it by simply following the links down below, being subscribed to the channel, and leaving a like on this video. Once you choose the game of your choice, simply participate, and in about 14 days from this point on, I will announce the winner both here on this channel as well as via the email address provided. But let's get started right here with a recent announcement from KhrazeGaming, and of course the fact that February 16, which is going to be next Tuesday, is when we will get a brand new War Table event, going into a deep dive with Hawkeye as well as the Future Imperfect brand new story content. We will discuss about that in just a little bit, but what's most intriguing is that we should also see a glimpse of the next gen update, which by the way is already making an appearance on the internet, with like the PS5 trophies already being live for a couple of days at this point. Now I will talk about Clint's character in just a little bit because we do have some information on that as well since we last talked about it, but I do want to focus a bit more first on the Wastelands. This is the new biome, the new zone in the Future Imperfect series. Now this is going to be another location that can be accessible from the war table, as pretty much every other zone is, though technically this is going to be set up in the future. So if you haven't been paying any attention to the story since we last spoken about it, long story short, the Kree invaded Earth for reasons that we still don't fully know. They deployed their massive sentinels to pretty much ravage the planet, and as a result we kind of went into a full-on nuclear war against them, which also kind of destroyed that future version of Earth as well. So in order to prevent that from ever happening, we kind of have to go there and see what the heck just happened. What's cool about this map, well, besides the fact that it is in a post-apocalyptic setting that looks really awesome and aesthetically pleasing with that orange kind of vibrant look to it, is also the fact that it's likely going to be the biggest area of a map that we've gone up until today, with many points of interest to immerse ourselves into, according to a very recent blog post from KhrazeGaming. So when talking about their design philosophy when it came to creating the Wastelands, KhrazeGaming have noted that this map should be disorienting since tectonic plates have moved around, new canyons have been created, nuclear bombs have gone off. That is why the Wastelands is its own region on the war table. It is in an unidentified place. There is also points of interest every so often to allow players to view the world and immerse themselves into, and these points of interest can be anything from remains of ordinary human life like ruined buildings, city blocks, destroyed infrastructure, collapsed tunnels, even highways and all of that. But there's also these collapsed sentinels like the Kree sentinels with their corpses being left behind. Some of them have been defeated while some of them are still fully active, and chances are we're gonna have a few very interesting boss battles in there too, so I am really interested into all of that. But check out these really awesome early screenshots and concept arts of the Wastelands. It's of course really cool looking. Now some of these are really early on. Ever since then, KhrazeGaming has explained that they have changed the visuals a little bit. Like initially they explained it was pretty dark gray and not that saturated, but as they play tested everything, they eventually did reach a really awesome kind of vibrant orangey look to everything, which I believe is really fitting. Now there's a few shots over here that I really love, especially the ones that showcase those collapsed sentinels. That really puts things into perspective. And notably there's one right here in the canyon that pretty much fell over to its side, and there's another one in the city, pretty hard to spot, but it did collapse over there on some of these building blocks. And by the way, the entire city over there, whichever that is, has been in ruin, and we did see the this, by the way, at the end of the Kate Bishop DLC with a bunch of Kree Sentinels pretty much going ham in at all of those buildings. So really awesome one. At the very least, we know that we're getting a brand new zone, because I was kind of getting sick of the old ones. Now Clint as a playable character is the next big thing of the brand new DLC, and Crystal Dynamics, with the release of Kate Bishop, proved more than enough that they are more than capable of creating interesting new characters with really unique fighting styles and really awesome kind of combinations and attacks and upgrades. I really think Kate right now is the best Avenger when it comes to her kit, what she's able to do, and how fun it is. Like, the fun factor right there is 10 out of 10, so Clint should not be too far off. Now, he isn't going to be a straight up copycat of Kate Bishop, as noted by Crystal Dynamics in a recent Twitter post, so there's going to be both similarities and differences between Kate and Clint, because obviously, yeah, they are teacher and protege, but at the same time they're still two different fighters, each with their own fighting style. So I'm really curious to see how Clint differs from Kate. Personally, I would not expect too much of a difference. It's probably going to be just a few upgrades here and there, maybe a few skills here and there, but I will gladly be wrong on that. Which also begs the question, if they do end up being very similar, which one of them will you prefer the most? Will it be Kate or will it be Clint? Totally let me know in the comment section down below. Now, in the end, I do want to talk about the next gen improvements. There's actually been quite a number of improvements to the game since we last spoken. Like, even in the recent 1.4.2 patch, they did eventually raise the resource caps quite a lot. They are planning, by the way, to make some really major changes to the challenges. It seems that they are not really satisfied with the challenges in their current form. Now, this unfortunately also brought us to a little bit of a controversy, because now they kind of locked everybody out of other challenges except Challenge 2, because they are planning to do all of these changes to the game. So now, Challenge 2 is listing a power level requirement of 150, which previously it was reserved for Challenge 4. So what this likely means is that in that Hawkeye DLC that we are about to get, we are probably going to see a level bump, maybe an item level bump, maybe we will get some brand new items, battle loot, since this has been on Crystal Dynamics radar for quite a little bit. So the team is evaluating ways to improve the challenge rating system in future updates. During this investigation, issues have been fixed, which included, of course, locking higher challenge ratings that would take a mission beyond its intended cap. To ensure players are able to complete achievements related to the challenge rating, we will disable the lock in a future patch until further improvements are made. And I believe right now, if you try to play on anything other than Challenge 2, you're gonna be locked. But from my understanding, if you do a harm room mission and then quit it, it then lets you to again choose other options in there too. Of course, this is following their initial tweet where they mentioned that they would be gathering the details behind the challenge ratings and the changes, and will provide updates when they have them. So these were some of the updates for that. Now, on a final note, as I've said, the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, the next gen upgrade is also going to be just around the corner. It's not yet clear if this is going to deliver with the Hawkeye DLC, but from the way, well, Crystal Dynamics has worded their Word Table event announcement, and from the fact that we now have the PS5 trophies online, I'm pretty convinced that this will drop at the same time with that brand new DLC, which would be the ideal world. But at the same time, if it doesn't, it should not be too far off down the way. Now, in terms of expected upgrades, here is what you should expect, of course, coming from Crystal Dynamics. So 4K visuals is going to be the standard right here, 60 frames per second in the performance mode, and of course ray tracing, though it's not yet clear if this is going to be available both for the performance mode and the enhanced mode. So it's likely that we're gonna get an enhanced mode with 4K graphics, 30 FPS and ray tracing, and then a performance one with 4K dynamic resolution, 60 FPS but no ray tracing whatsoever, kinda like how it was in the recent Marvel Spider-Man. Now, in terms of loading times, what Crystal Dynamics seems to be aiming for is near instant load times. So without any optimization work, the loading and streaming of Marvel's Avengers improved by an order of magnitude on the PlayStation 5 as it is, and when optimization is complete, complete, loading content will be nearly instant as they explain right here, allowing players to seamlessly jump into missions anywhere in the game world. And yeah, the final one for the PlayStation 5 users, especially with the DualSense, it's going to offer advanced haptics and resistant triggers, and the console itself offers enhanced 3D audio and of course new platform features that allow you to jump straight into the action. And we have great ideas on ways to leverage these features in Marvel's Avengers and are looking forward to seeing our players' reactions. So this is it with updates right now. As I've said, really big stuff coming into Marvel's Avengers. Hopefully we shall see some stuff that gets us going back on track again. I do want to cover Marvel's Avengers even more here on this channel since yeah, I've been jumping on and off into it quite a bit in the past few months. But totally let me know down below, are you still planning to play Marvel's Avengers? If no, please say so. If yes, again, cast your opinion down below, and as always, I'm gonna see you guys in the next one.